Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, here live from Charlotte Motor Speedway at the road course here this fine Monday. We'll be at the Oval on Friday. Currently riding here with Jimmie Johnson, second in points. Last week's pole sitter at Bristol was able to go with the win. That belonged to Matt Kenseth, who got his first win of the season. So you'll find Kyle Busch not on track yet. There is last week's winner, however, right behind Neil Bonnet. Could have a back-to-back here. We haven't had that yet this year. But Charlotte will produce some unexpected winners. That is for sure. Joey Logano across the line here early in practice with a 1:17.6. That will get quicker on his next lap, but see where everybody kind of slots into place here. Some installation laps being run, and Kenseth there riding behind Neil Bonnet, not going to be quick. We got just under 10 minutes left though in our warm-up, and then we'll head to 4 laps of qualifying, followed by 90 laps here at 200 miles. It'll be a bit of an endurance race for these guys. It's going to be very tough for sure. Road America was also at 200 miles in length, but much more speed at that track. We'll find Joey Logano right now running first overall. Jimmie actually was quicker, as you say that. So Joey made up the second. Jimmie Johnson with a 1:17.2. Closing up on Kyle Larson, who's on his first out lap. Or hot lap, I should say. Been on a bit of a slide lately, not terrible. He's only had one DNF on the year. That was 5 races ago, but he's not been able to get a win since the second race of the season, despite being second in points. The consistency has been huge for this 48 team, but he's haven't been getting the top 10s and top 5s that they're used to. Not winning. Looks like he's on a very quick lap, actually pulling out ahead from Jimmie Johnson. We'll see where these laps come in. Larson 1:17.293, so a little bit off. And Jimmie Johnson goes a bit slower, so that second lap seems like it'll be everything. Interested to see what Larson does on this lap. Is closing up on a lot of traffic in front, but he can get a good lap and he might be able to go quicker than Jimmie. He's got Richard Petty up ahead, who's second. Logano up there, 5th overall, so 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, all within about 3 seconds of each other. First place, Tony Stewart now going through the infield portion of the track. Stewart just coming across 40 thousandths quicker than Jimmie Johnson. What does Larson have? He has a bit of drive. That's one thing he's got. one trouble spot we'll expect here is going to be after turn 1. And I'll show you right exit. So especially too wide, gets some suspension damage. But Larson comes across, doesn't improve. Could just be the first slap is all you're going to get here. Great battle. Some slower cars are the quickest cars on the team. Body to body, Rusty Wallace, Logano in the middle. You got Richard Petty and Kyle Larson. Johnson 2 seconds off. Rusty Wallace has had a pretty good season. Not in first yet, though he is running 12th in points. Aside from Bobby Nelson, who's 10th in points. The second highest running driver in the point standings without a win. Bobby Nelson 10th. He's got a win, then Rusty in 12th. Under 5 minutes to go in warm-up. Topped out, it seems, on there. Best lap times usually points leader Kyle Busch. He's got a 21st overall lap time, and that's not going to cut it. He's got a bit of traffic in front with Dale Jarrett. Just not able to get by. It's going to be very tough to pass and hope for mistakes from the driver in front. Pit window about 18 to 20 laps from our practice race. Let's find Tony Stewart. He's currently quickest overall. Following up on last week's right now, about 8 o'clock, 8:11 local time in Charlotte. Qualifying at 9 a.m. and the race will kick off at 10 a.m. It's at 66 degrees early in the day, 73 degrees on the track. Not much wind to speak of. Up on easily. He's going to be dealing here in the qualifying, and track position will be huge. See how close they get. You make contact there, it could be the end of your day, and just one mistake is all it takes. See, he gets to the back of Kenseth. He's all over, but just there's nowhere to go. And track position would be extremely important. And then making sure you get those pit stops are the issue. Imagine we'll have plenty of green flag racing. So, as we wind down our practice session here, Tony Stewart quickest overall, Jimmie Johnson second, and Richard Petty third, all separated by less than just over 1/100th of a second. Very close at the top of the charts. Larson in fourth, not too far back either. Cars, though, like we mentioned, weren't able to really get a lap in a clean lap, like current points leader Kyle Busch. And that will be interesting to see where he eventually falls into line, or into the qualifying lineup. Stewart is on lap 7 and Kenseth on lap 8. Just about halfway before us. Kenseth going a little wide. Gets to Stewart a bit of a round. We are at the 14-minute 30-second mark, and we're going to go ahead and advance the session to qualify. We'll stick with Tony Stewart through this qualifying session. At least for the first lap. And then if anybody goes quicker, we'll go ahead and move to that fastest driver. Tony Stewart currently 5th in points. Looking to close the gap on Kyle Busch here today. And a pole position could certainly accomplish that for him. To the track. Warm up the tires, but not push it here on this outlap, because you probably only get one shot at this lap. It didn't seem like the second lap was even close to as quick. So unless you have a really bad first lap. Almost just do one lap and then come in pit and do another. Not sure the AI is quite aware of that yet. Hard on the brakes here into this bus stop. The curves. Avoid that wall. As much speed as you can. Over 3, I should say. Getting those tires up to temperature as you head into the last set of corners before taking the green flag. Here comes Tony Stewart, quickest in practice. Can put another one on the board. The rest of the field chasing after. We got a little short shoot, bowling alley. Long right-hander here, just keeps going. Out to the grass. No limit on the line here. A lot of elevation change through that part of the track. Try not to spin your tires or lose the front end, lose the rear end. Through the oval, it's flat out. You just got to hit your braking tire down the backstretch. Much earlier than you anticipate. And one last run up the oval. A final chicane before the checker flag. Or before the first lap. Feels like the checker flag, because I feel like I'm only going to get one shot at it. Stewart comes in with a 118.0, well off the current fastest of Earnhardt at a 117.7, and well off the practice time they put out. So take a look at the temperature here. 75 degrees, not much different. The second lap could be quicker. Earnhardt, Logano, Cale Yarborough, Jeff Gordon, that's your top 4. Dale Earnhardt yet to get a pole position this season. They get the win at Iowa. Starting up front here could be huge for the race. through the final corner. What does he got? Oh, a bit of a lift before he gets to the flag. Comes across 117.6. And it's still quickest. He went faster and nobody else was able to close in on him. Bobby Allison up to second, dropping Logano to third, and Kyle Busch is fourth. That should do it for this qualifying session. Can't pit and put out another lap. I don't think there's any way anybody's going to go quicker at this point. So what a lap by Dale Earnhardt. Off turn 2 of the oval. Just now getting in some extra laps. If they come into pit, though, we will go ahead and wind out the rest of this qualifying session. It's like Bobby Allison pits. Everyone else stays out, though, just to get the action. So Richard Petty goes quicker. Almost gets pole position. Senior Dale Earnhardt went quicker. It would have been for the pole position. Close moment there for Earnhardt. He had to go quicker. Petty down to a .539, Earnhardt .510. Now, I'm not saying anyone's going to go quicker, but it could happen, and that's really shocking here. Got Tony Stewart right now in fifth. He was quickest overall in practice. And that's it for Earnhardt. He's hitting pit lane. Does anybody try to complete this lap? Could be Earnhardt's, though. I don't think anyone will. What a lap for the number 3 Chevy. Good wrench plus on the side. First pole position of the season. Go ahead and move forward to the race. Earnhardt had a huge lull halfway through the season, only to be bolstered by the short run at Indianapolis on the road course in the oval there. In around those two races, it was all bad. So could we see the same thing again here? Now we're at another combination of a road course and an oval where Earnhardt just seems to thrive. Take a look at the field here once we get everyone loaded in. Here is your starting lineup. See Dale Earnhardt alongside Richard Petty on the front row here, and Bobby Allison and Joey Logano on the second row. Gibbs teammates Stewart and Kyle Busch, and Jimmie Johnson, Cale Yarbrough, Kyle Larson, and Jeff Gordon will round out the top 10. And you can go through the rest of the field here, see where your favorite driver is starting. So we have anybody towards the back, like Denny Hamlin. Maybe not looking to start this far back. David Pearson could say the same. Good job, though, for Carl Edwards up towards the middle part of the pack, usually towards the back. Oh, Truex did not get a good qualifying run. He's back here in the back 30 of the field. And the final row, Clint Boyer and Ernie Irvin. See if they can improve on these starting positions, make their way to the front. Should be an exciting race, though. We'll get this underway. Engine should fire in just a moment. Pace car will lead them for one lap, and we will get the green flag. 90 laps, 200 miles here at Charlotte on the road course. Richard Petty's had a pretty good season with a pole position at Chicago and Mid-Ohio, so he knows his way around a road course, getting a win just 2 weeks ago at Pocono. A lot of competition at the front of the field. Only 2 repeat winners so far in the season, so might see that change today. That being Kyle Larson with 3 and Jeff Gordon with 2. One thing also be interested in on this initial start is, can everybody get through that really narrow bowling alley? But will the outside line have an advantage here? Great shot of the field as they make their way here through the chicane. Bus stop here before the oval. Check with this camera for the start and make sure everybody gets through that first section of corners without any problem. So you can get a good view of the top 16 or top 20, as we get off of the oval, really see a whole field and where everyone's at. But green flag's out. Dale Earnhardt with an immediate jump. Oh, we got cars going all sorts of directions here. That looked messy. I think Tony Stewart's got a penalty. Oh my. What do we have here? Tony Stewart stalled, and we have cars now completely stopped. How many are out? Tony Stewart is getting towed back. Let's see. There's Waltrip gets stuck. Kowicki. Oh. Keselowski runs into the back. Unbelievable. To the front of the field as they're making their way down the backstretch. It's going to be Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Allison, Logano, Richard Petty pulling away the top 4. Race. Tony Stewart, quickest in practice. He laps down due to that issue there with Kwiatkowski teammates there, Kwiatkowski and Keselowski. It's huge for them. Waltrip on pit lane. He's now back on track. Lost a lap. Top 4. Cale Yarborough in 5th, making a bit of a gap on Kyle Busch. Shot in the field here. So Tony Stewart is back. Actually got back out of pit lane pretty quick and are right in the mix of all the cars at the moment, battling for position. Up front, still Dale Earnhardt, Bobby Allison, and Logano getting a little closer to the rear bumper of Bobby. Car battle up front. Closing up on Dale Sr. Seems like he's holding up the pack at the moment. Logano's going to start looking for a way around, I'm sure. See up from the blimp. It's the top 7, all in a line. Earnhardt losing so much time by taking that defensive line into the bus stop. And that's also what's helping these guys close in. You can even say the top 10 now are all there. That's the top 14. This is 15 going down. On board Bobby Allison, riding behind Dale Earnhardt. Go on board here. Lap 4 already. Bobby Allison pretty close to the rear end of Earnhardt Seniors. They make their way down the back stretch of the oval. Do the bus stop again. You see Bobby Allison's got such a better line through there with how Earnhardt's trying to defend, but the exit really worked there for the number 3 car. Got him now back on the rear bumper of Bobby Allison. Take a look at them going by this wall. He's going to catch some cars out eventually. Honestly, surprised it hasn't yet. But it's just going to take, I think, maybe older tires and the track heating up here at 10 a.m. So a bit cooler than we've run some of the practice in, but 91 degrees track temperature and ambient's gone up about 5 degrees from warm-up. But I think we got a crash. Losing 13. Rusty Wallace is going to run. Running in that that lead pack just goes out wide and can't catch it. Gets the grass. Sitting duck now. Could have been a lot worse, but everybody able to avoid contact. Oh, except Ken Schrader. He's down on the wall. So Rusty back going. Get back to the front yet again, and it is trained in the front. 10 cars, it seems. All nose to tail here on lap 6 of 90. Rudd on pit lane. I'm not sure there's a guy involved in the incident. The gap from 13th back to 14th right now is exploded. These cars have just pulled away entirely. Terry Labonte is really holding up this second group of cars. Just so hard to pass. This is so important for many of these drivers. This many cars running nose to tail this early on. Even getting through the first few laps, usually spread out, but Earnhardt really holding them up and just nowhere to pass. It's going to keep these guys close, at least until that first set of stops. Again, that should come around lap 18 to lap 20. We'll see everyone on the same lap. That's another question. Apologize for the quick disconnect there. So, life drop. Should be good now. Tony Stewart, first car lap down. Got Darrell Waltrip, Harry Gant, Brad Keselowski, also now with their own troubles. Now happy to be along. Comes the leaders off of the final corner. And here comes the rest of the field, 14th on back. It's very peculiar how this race is playing out. We haven't seen this in any road race we've done so far this season. I don't know whether it be a practice race or this we've done here for the broadcast. I'm a little excited to see how it plays out. Neil Bonnet on pit lane, getting those repairs done, and hopefully back out on track in a moment. here. Dale Jarrett pinned in the wall. Ooh, hard hit. Could not get it back going. I had to get the toe. Dale Jarrett back to pit lane. Couple cars taking some big shots here in the points early on. Still only lap 10 of 90, so nobody's safe. Halfway through this first fuel run. I thought I saw some 3-wide racing through the back going through just nowhere to make a pass, but oh, Larson looking to maybe force the issue. He's looking low on Jimmie Johnson. It's a ninth running behind Jimmie. He's got the quickest lap here. Got a 118.758. Leader's quickest lap, 119.912. Let's go on board with Kyle Larson. 10 laps complete on lap 11 now. See this train of cars riding in tow behind Dale Earnhardt, who is the pole sitter of this race. Had a good jump, and just nobody's been able to do anything with it since. It looks like somebody got around on Terry Labonte. I do want to see that. David Pearson was able to get by and has already gapped a significant margin. So now it's Denny Hamlin's turn up there. Keeping it out of that wall so far. Continues to lead. Bobby Allison, Logano, as your penny that's your top 5. Running 6 is Kyle Busch, who's your current place leader. Jimmie Johnson runs right behind him, or 2 spots behind Kyle Busch. Jimmie's second in points. So at some point, you got to start doing better than him. Jimmie is aware of that. So early in this race, waiting for that first to take place, and from there, just see how the race pans out. There's David Pearson. Oh, and I think Denny Hamlin might have got around. That's Kurt. Oh, okay. Carl Edwards got by Hamlin, actually. Terry was able to pull out a bit of a gap. So even worse news for Hamlin. This keeps getting worse. Neil Bonnet's still on pit lane and joined now by Dale Jarrett. So it seems Hamlin was able to get by, but then had a mistake. We gotta see what happened here. So Hamlin's by. Goes wide. This is out in the marbles. Tough break. It's got a bit of a gap. See a few gaps open up in this top group. Tire wear is starting to come into play. About 1 second now between first and second. Slightly under that gap, but Logano staying about a half second back of Bobby Allison. And David Pearson actually seems to be closing in on this lead group. Let's check with David Pearson. 120.7. Big time. Look at this. A 120.4 to a 123.8. That is 3 seconds quicker. Or 120.3 is at the front. So they're still holding pretty quick. He started on the outside front row, fell back to the 4th on the start. Looks like Neil Bonnet exiting pit lane here. Bobby Allison almost went off track. You can see it in Earnhardt's rear view. I thought he was gone. Save it. And now, how will Neil Bonnet affect the leaders here? We'll have fresh tires, but he's obviously off pace, so it'll be interesting. It's going to go high. Looks like he's letting the leaders by. goes in 14th there. Harvick on pit lane. Seems a little early. And coming out right in traffic. The gap right now is dangerous for the leaders. If they want to pit early, they're going to end up right in the midst of that other group. Wow. So that's something to consider. Busch is coming in. Now you got Bobby Allison. Oh, Petty got the wall. You got Bobby Allison all over the back of Earnhardt here as we're coming up on pit stops. Closing into this long right-hander. See Earnhardt's tires really falling off at the end of this run. Just hasn't had the speed, and just the way this track works, there's nowhere to pass. Pit stops are going to be crucial for guys like Bobby Allison, Logano, Richard Petty. But I think Logano and Petty need to be a lot closer. They're going to take advantage. Kevin Harvick perhaps work this undercut, even being in traffic. Take a look at him in a moment. See where he is in comparison to like Kyle Busch, who also pit. Here come the leaders. First and second down pit lane. Petty, Gordon staying out. I think Logano's in. Now Logano's there. So let's go to... is the top four coming down pit lane for their stops. Lap 19. Bobby Allison gets out quickest by a significant margin. Did he not take tires, or he is out way quicker? It's not even close for Bobby Allison and Earnhardt. Look at that. And you find Earnhardt with Hamlin behind him. There's Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick. Kyle Busch up to speed. Wow, what a stop. I don't know what he did. Can Kyle Busch take advantage of the warmer tires? Try to get by Cale Yarborough. Not gonna have much time to get it done. Terry Labonte back here. He's able to close back up to this group. So must have just been a slow stop then, maybe. That damage repair? The car bottoming out through the oval. So it looks like Logano and Cale will be able to hold off Kyle Busch, at least for the meantime. And you got Earnhardt Sr. currently shown in 9th. However, out of the cars that stopped, he is running second behind Bobby Allison. Up ahead by 7 seconds at the moment. What a stop. Now it looks like the rest of the leaders are coming down. So there's Petty, Gordon, Larson, Jimmie Johnson. Can any of them get out in front of Bobby Allison? Or at least in pace with him? Because right now it seems like a one-man show. Lap 20 going on to 21. See the race off pit road. Yeah, everybody's still in their pit boxes. So there goes Bobby Allison. Comes all the rest of the leaders. Earnhardt gonna get out in front of Richard Petty, Gordon. Bill Elliott had a good stop. And Logano's gonna lose quite a few. Look at that lead. Petty gonna be out in third, Gordon up to fourth, and they mentioned Bill Elliott now up to fifth. He was 13th or 14th there, I think, before pit stops. Great job for the 9 team. See if we get any quicker laps now with some clear track ahead for the leaders. And Bobby Allison just puts in a 119.79. Earnhardt 19.72. Quickest laps of the race for many of these drivers. And next lap will be quicker for guys like Petty and Gordon. Ken Schrader, he's pulling up the leaders. Having trouble getting by the 25 car. Jimmy's kind of sticking his nose out. Hey, bud. Surely frustrated though with the way his race has gone. Not making it easy for anybody. It seems maybe Davey Allison on pit lane. What's going on with him? Oh, damage on Rusty Wallace there. Looks like there wasn't any, it might just be repairs he was working on there in a regular pit stop, but didn't see any incident that led to him being on pit lane. Actually, even back out now behind Bobby Allison. Convenient timing. Darrell Waltrip just behind in 36, then you got Earnhardt Sr. 7 seconds back of the lead. 5 seconds back in front of Richard Petty, Jeff Gordon, and Bill Elliott. Looks like we were finally able to get by Kenny Schrader for most of these guys. Petty third, Gordon fourth, Bill Elliott fifth, and Jimmie Johnson has arrived. Last lap of 119.6, 2 seconds quicker than these three cars. What do we have here in 14? Let's see. Oh, he's on pit lane. Is this scheduled? ends up on pit lane. Still on pit lane, so something going on with last week's winner. Bobby Allison now rounding lap 24, about to kick off lap 25. Showing unparalleled speed right now. Nobody in his ballpark. See, 120.4 that time by, 120.5 for Earnhardt, but he is in traffic now. We got this pack of cars holding up, I believe holding up Jimmie Johnson. I think it's safe to say that Petty is off pace. Larson is caught up now. Good race though here for third, while we wait any action up front. Richard Petty really hanging the tail out there as they come back to the oval. What the tires doing then will give the opportunity for guys like Gordon to get by. Jimmie Johnson quickest lap, 118.758. He's to find a way by and track down the leaders. Right now, Bobby Allison is 14 seconds ahead. 8 seconds. Gordon on board here. I would say patiently waiting behind Petty, just being careful and looking for a way by it. I don't think it's just going to show up. Petty's going to have to make a mistake. See how Earnhardt's doing with the lap traffic, if he's made any progress here. And there you go, all round Davey Allison, right on cue. So, what can Earnhardt do now? 8.7 back of the lead. Might have saved some tires there. Oh, into the wall. Might have saved some tires though, being behind Bobby, or being behind the slower cars for a bit. Bobby Allison is actually closing up on a lot of lap traffic. But Earnhardt definitely got the wall there. Keep an eye on that, make sure that's not any repairs he'll have to get on the next pit stop. Third point of this race. About to hit lap 28 of 90. Just no cautions yet, no real incidents to speak of either. So we got a couple, I guess you'd say. Dale Jarrett really got the wall. Bonnet had a real wall slapper too that bent the suspension. He's back out, but you see going another lap down in 40th. Currently last place on track, but plenty of time for other incidents in this one. Back onto the oval for the number 12 Miller High Life machine. 8.1 now the gap to Dale Sr., so dropped it down a few tenths that last lap. Was dealing with Neil Bonnet, but time taken out of that differential is huge for the number 3. I mean, I can't believe how big it got after that pit stop. And Petty now 16 seconds back, so he's losing time. So that's 2 seconds since we last checked on that gap. See a lot of traffic up ahead here, and what that's going to do is really help Earnhardt close in. He's got another couple tenths off that last lap, but once they get to that lap traffic, it's going to drop down probably half a second a lap. Could Earnhardt get there by the time the next pit stops? I think that would be very important. Tony Stewart, he was involved in that. I wouldn't even say first lap crash because they didn't make it to the green flag, but overshooting the chicane. Ever since, and Bobby Allison is to the tail end of the field. Is that official? Just a handful of seconds. But at the same time, Earnhardt does have to make his way through this exact same traffic. And now on to lap 30 of 90, exactly 1/3 of the way through this race. Caution free so far. Should be coming up on our next set of pit stops in the next 3 or so laps. A few guys coming on lap 16. Even as late as lap 20, even 21. Wide pit lane. 2 by 2 into the bus stop. Bobby's going to make the pass on Tony Stewart. Trying to get Bobby's back on the oval. Earnhardt got the gap down to 5.3 now. So, good job here. Exactly 60 laps remaining in this race. Tony Stewart really went out wide. I thought he was going to get the wall. He might have. There's the gap here to Dale Earnhardt. Going under the bridge. Hang on for a moment. We'll watch the rest of the top 10 come by. Like, did Cale Yarborough have an issue? So there's Dale Earnhardt. He's basically to the rear end of the field. Only 3.5 seconds back. Even if he's not to the actual physical bumper of Bobby Allison, being in the vicinity is important for these pit stops. Let's look up ahead and see all the traffic snaking through this they work with me. Neil Bonnet, many laps down, easily pulling over. And meanwhile, Bobby Allison's almost clear of this pack of cars. Bobby will probably be able to put a few more seconds between himself and Earnhardt before those pit stops take place. Keselowski, but Earnhardt on the inside. See Richard Petty back in the background. Anybody can jump third round. Later than the front two. Stops, or can they go even 2 laps further again, giving a 4-lap window? That could be huge late in the race. Earnhardt got by 3 of these guys so far. Allison, 1 more to go for him, and he'll be well clear of any traffic for a while. Back into the oval. Take a bit of the draft here off the 42. Bobby Allison looks like he might get close. The bus stop though. See him when Quint Boyer is in the bottom of the shot. Keep him behind though. And he does have that right as he is trying to stay on the lead lap. It was inevitable, I guess. There's Chase. I thought we had another car on pit lane for maybe an incident or something, but Bobby Allison now on lap 34. And set sail here for a bit. Well, Earnhardt has to deal with about 5 more lap cars. Okay, so we do have the car now in 11th. That's Kyle Busch. He's on pit lane. One of the first to stop early on David Pearson, Kevin Harvick. See if we can find Harvick. He's still out on track. Going a bit further. Pearson behind him. This might be one of the next guys to stop. No traffic right now to deal with, and able to put down some hot laps. Maybe they can get by Kyle Busch. Play this pit stop right. Go back to the leaders, though. Bobby Allison hitting the oval. Do you see him down pit lane? Not this time. Stay here for a moment. Make sure he doesn't check down. Third on back, making the way around the oval. And he's staying out. So Bobby Allison's got the gap back to 5 seconds on Earnhardt. Didn't take long. Working around his teammate there, that 15 of Michael Waltrip. 2 more cars up ahead here for Earnhardt. And then that gap should be about where it was when they encountered this group of lap cars. Pit stops looming for every driver. We have a few that have already taken to pit lane. I believe Harvick might have just been there. Here's Bobby Allison. Off of 4. He's pitting. What does Earnhardt do? He's staying out. I like this call, as he's now got a bit of clearer track in front of him. Put in one more lap, and then pit next time around. It's like 9th place in the pit lane. Oh, Earnhardt almost went wide. Oh, Cale Yarbrough, he's on pit lane. There's Bobby Allison, his teammate, at the same time. There's Kyle Busch. He stopped a few laps to go. How does he blend in? Bobby Allison 10 seconds up ahead at the moment. Closing in on David Pearson in 9th. So all that, and Bobby Allison is still able to come out of the pits in the top 10. That's impressive. Here comes Earnhardt. Looks like he got around Boyer. I didn't even think he was going to catch him, actually. Passed him for some time. And now, coming up on Chase Elliott and Bobby Labonte. They're racing for position. That's not going to be easy. I think Earnhardt probably should have stopped right there. Oh, Chase gets the wall. Got it pretty hard, too. I don't know if he's going to be good after that one. 10 seconds the gap now from Earnhardt to Richard Petty in 2nd. Begging for any way to get by here. Can't figure it out with Richard Petty. Almost at the halfway point. Let's take a look real quick. Where is Bobby Allison? Staying out, impressive. Here comes Bill Elliott down pit lane. Got Petty, Gordon, Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Larson, Mark Martin. These guys 2nd through 6th, all still staying out with Earnhardt. Well up ahead, he's still out on track. Here in front of these top 5 though. Slower cars exiting pit lane, and it is a mess up ahead. A lot of checking up. At this point, I think you gotta consider pit lane. Just losing too much time. Nelson's got himself back up to 7th already. Oh, we gotta get a caution out. Earnhardt stuck in a very precarious spot here. Could have been huge for Bobby Allison if he couldn't get going. Ooh, Hart almost stopped there. Caution is out. The timing of that. Earnhardt pit. Oh my. I think we have another car on pit lane. Jeff Gordon's there. Big moment in the race. I see a lot of cars hit pit lane, and then a lot that have already stopped staying out. Earnhardt Sr. will inherit the lead, and then Kyle Busch second. From there, I believe Cale Yarborough still has to stop. Oh no, he stopped. So it's really just Richard Petty and Jimmie Johnson, the only two that didn't stop, and they're going to find themselves at the tail end of the longest line. Tail end of the lead lap at least, and that is at least 30 cars. Wow. Let's take a look. How many cars do we have on the lead lap? Nope, 27. Mark Martin and Kyle Larson, I believe, have run out of gas on track. Huge for Kyle Larson. Currently third in points. Jimmie Johnson second in points. Gonna have a lot to crawl back from in this race. I don't see him aiming for pit lane though, but confused by that call. I don't even know if they'll make it around the pace lap. See if anybody else hits pit lane though. We got Michael Walsh, a lot of lap down cars there. That's the rest of the field. Very interesting here by Petty and Jimmie. See how this works out for the front two. This could be mayhem at the front also. Consider the fresh tires that Earnhardt and others behind him have. Kyle Busch a few laps on his already, but could just be chaos once we get back green. First caution of the day. Earnhardt Jr. just going around in the bus stop. Let's see if we could take a look one more time at what happened. So he's working with Waltrip and Irvin here on this lap. Actually pulling away. Running 24th at the time. And now coming down, misses his first apex, goes wide, couldn't save it. Then he started piling in. Tough break for Earnhardt Jr. Didn't have an incredible run going, but modest nonetheless. Now turning into a disaster. This is round 16 of the Stock Car Championship Series, live from Charlotte Motor Speedway on the road course, as you can see. Be running the oval on Friday, so be sure to tune in for that. And then next week on Wednesday, be the halfway point of the season, be the second leg of our Twin Checker Challenge, where the race will be worth double points. That will be a 4-hour endurance race emanating from Le Mans. It's a 4-hour endurance race next Wednesday, double points here in the Stock Car Championship Series. That is going to be very exciting. Cars lining up side by side, going green next time by. Our first double points race of the season at Indianapolis was Kyle Larson. And despite his 3 DNFs on the season, he's still third in the championship. You can attribute much of that to that race at Indianapolis. Three DNFs, 3 wins, and one of those being double points. Kyle Larson definitely had an up and down season. Now, up and down even more, as he's on pit lane in 33rd. See if we can find out what happened to Larson. Did he run out of gas? Oh, he actually got into the wreck with... Okay, he was in it with Earnhardt. Unfortunate there. Pace car around in turn 2 of the oval. Get back to green here in a moment. Mark Martin back out on track, but Larson still getting repairs. It must have clipped the suspension there and requiring a bit more work than he was hoping. Now back to 36th at the moment. Here's your top 10. Richard Petty, Jimmie Johnson, Dale Earnhardt, Kyle Busch, Cale Yarborough, Bobby Allison, Bill Elliott, Joey Logano, Denny Hamlin, and Kurt Busch up to 10. Back to green flag racing here in just a second. Pace car will pull off. Jimmie Johnson's got the got the fastest lap of the race, starting second, but these two guys still have to make a stop in the next lap or two. Everyone behind him has already pit. Could work out to their advantage. They will have to track once they do get out of the pit lane. I think Jimmy's going to have repairs that need to be done. Oh, here we go. Jimmie Johnson's in the wall. Earnhardt's down here on the bottom. Cars going every direction. 4 wide, 5 wide. Earnhardt and Cale Yarborough are stopped here on the front stretch. I think Earnhardt's out of gas. Goodness. Where's the 48? He's got damage. What a moment in this race. They're second in points. Tiptoeing around this track, trying to let everybody get by. Now Richard Petty through 3 and 4 of the oval. Got 3 other cars in tow. That's Kyle Busch, Bobby Allison, and hitting pit lane. It's going to work out very well for Richard Petty. You won't even have Jimmie Johnson to have to worry about. Kyle Busch now in the lead. Bit older tires. And quite quite a gap for him, back to 4th for Bill Elliott. Let's take a look at that here. Earnhardt Sr., he's back on track. Bill Elliott going pretty slow at the moment despite having fresh tires. Got David Pearson all over his rear end. Back to the front though. Bobby Allison in 2nd. So right on the rear bumper of Kyle Busch. Jimmie Johnson finally making it to pit lane. See if he can even get back going or how long the repairs potentially can be. Field really spread out here. Let's take a look. Get a good shot as everyone makes their way down the front. The chicane and across the start-finish line into turn 1. Real gaps forming early on in this run. There's Richard Petty. Did not get back out where he was hoping. I think he thought he'd have more clear track than this. Interested to see how it all plays out in the end. The only car really on that strategy right now. Back out front. Got Bobby Allison trying to get the lead back. He's going for it on Kyle Busch. Here's the chicane. Side by side. Can't quite get it there, but he's going to keep forcing the issue through the oval and maybe try to push it one more time into the final corner. Definitely got the quicker car at the moment. Kyle Busch holds on. Right at the halfway point of this race. Lap 45 here. See Dale Earnhardt, he's closed up on the top 3. Looking to get back on the lead lap. He's got a quick car. So Kyle Busch that'll put him at lap 51 for the next stop, but did get some extra help with the caution. Can he make it to maybe 52 or 53? We'll see. Jimmie Johnson still on pit lane. Now back in 32nd. Top 10 are Kyle Busch, Bobby Allison, Joey Logano, Bill Elliott, David Pearson, good run. Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex, also incredible from where he started. Bobby Labonte, Michael Waltrip, and Jeff Burton. Jeff Burton, unbelievable. Look at this. At the front. Martin Truex, 32nd. Jeff Burton, 34th. A few of these guys. Kyle Busch sideways into the bridge. Just got to use that corner like a bowl. Like a scoop. On board with Bobby Allison here. Making their way back onto the oval. Try to get on the gas, not spin the tires. Keep the momentum and try to get that run into the bus stop. Here we go again, side by side. He's got the momentum this time. He's closer alongside than he was before. much does Kyle Busch try to hold him off? Logano's up the inside now. Top three all going for it. Bobby Allison, I thought he was going to send it there. Backs out. Logano's going to come in on second. No. Logano will fall back. Boy, I haven't really seen this much of an attempt at passing yet until now, so it's interesting. You see how much time you lose by doing that and not succeeding. 1 second is the penalty. And now you can tell the tires seem to be gone on the 12. You can't. It's a corner through there as well. Track temp up to 109, so you might remember from warm-up we were at about upper 60s ambient, and the track temp was in the upper 70s. Now it's significantly higher. About 11:30 now, local time. Sunlight on this track. And Jimmie Johnson back on the track, so currently showing in 37. See if he can make up any spots, if any of the drivers has some bad luck here today. Fortunate to get the car back out. Your top four though is still continuing in order. Kyle Busch, Bobby Allison, Joe Logano, Bill Elliott, and got David Pearson just a bit off the lead. Everyone's interested to see when Kyle Busch does make the stop. Bobby Allison's cooled off a bit since that last attempt at the pass. He's made 2 attempts here in this run, trying to get around Kyle in that bus stop, and maybe wore off his tires in doing so. Then he had to hold off Logano as well. One other thing of note here, while we have a bit of times on Friday, this past Friday, had round 3 of the IndyCar Legend Racing Series. That was at Road Atlanta. Joseph Moore getting his 2nd win on the season in the 3rd race. So, coming a 2-time winner early on in the season and recapturing the points lead there in the IndyCar Legend Racing Series. Keep you updated on that as the season progresses. Do continue that series in case we are able to bring it back. The next round for that series will be at Barber, and that'll be in about a week and a half. Parity in that season, though. A lot of drivers that were at the top of the standings finding themselves towards the bottom, and so very interesting early on in the IndyCar Legend Racing Series. But here live, we got the Stock Car Championship Series, Legends of NASCAR making their way around the Charlotte Road Course. 40 to go next time by. Not much time left in this one. Kyle Busch leads. He's got the oldest tires at the front of the field. It kind of tears back. Kyle Busch last pit on lap 34. Bobby Allison lap 36. Logano 37. Bill Elliott 38. Bobby. Huge run here onto the oval. Really close the gap. Probably get one more shot at him, he's hoping, for these next pit stops. Yeah, he's right there now. Probably can't make the move into the front stretch chicane. Just haven't seen that break the leader, or really anyone. Very defensive line for Kyle, but Bobby doesn't really try to make the move. Bobby Allison, you mentioned at the top of the show, currently the highest running car. Oh, really wide there for Kyle Busch. Highest running driver in points without a win. He's currently 10th in standings. And he knows it. He wants to be top 10 and have a win. It's a glaring statistic to him. Kyle Busch feeling the pressure though. Here from the 12. Can he hold him off down this back straightaway? Looks like he'll be clear here. Now I think the next question is, when does Kyle Busch pit? Top 3 on screen. Bobby Allison really closing down. Top 3 less than 2/10 nose to tail. Sideways in the chicane. We gotta get a yellow flag out before the leaders get there. Looks like he might be clear. Had to just in case. Caution is out on lap 52. It's actually the front stretch chicane. Neil Bonnet bringing out the caution. Busch, your leader here, picking up the pace car. It should actually good timing for Kyle Busch, as he'll need to come into the pits, and the rest of the field may come down with him. I think the question is if anybody towards the back of the field has already stopped that may not need to now. Kyle Busch, your current points leader, so he's thrilled to be up front in this race. 1 win on the season. Currently leads by 32 over Jimmie Johnson. And Jimmie, terrible days. Let's see, how many laps back now for the 48? 4 laps down in 37. Here's Earnhardt Sr. He's in 23rd. He'll get the lucky dog. Yeah, the wave around car on this caution. That's huge. 23 cars now will be on the lead lap, and Earnhardt will be one of them. Second caution of the day. We're on lap 52, now on to 53. This is where we'll see if anybody decides to come down pit lane. The whole field, nose to tail, last time around, had a caution. The field was very scattered, and we had really big gaps coming down for their pit boxes. Cars are closed down pit lane. It makes it interesting as you see the AI will have to check up for any car that's pitting in front of them and can really shuffle up the running order. Cars coming down pit lane, but not Kyle Busch. I can't believe that. We do have Cale Yarbrough. He's the first to come down. See Richard Petty and Jeff Gordon. Good call, I think. Larson's back here. I think he's a few laps down, though. There's Jimmie Johnson with Matt Kenseth. A tough break for a few of these guys that are pitting, like Kyle Larson and Jimmie Johnson, but stop will help them. See Mark Martin. Everybody off pit lane, got their damage fixed. And we'll get one to go next time by. Two-thirds mark of the race quickly. Kyle Busch, I assume now, has probably led the most laps. I don't have that official counter in front of me. But Bobby Allison, he's led just as much. This was the first quarter of the race, all Bobby Allison, and his last stanza, all Kyle Busch. Earnhardt would like to get himself back to the front as well. See if he can do it now that he is that wave around car. How much speed is in that good wrench Chevy? Drivers of unfortunate days: Jeff Gordon, Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, Matt Kenseth, Rusty Wallace, Darrell Waltrip, Jimmie Johnson, Kyle Larson, Dale Jarrett. Long list of cars with problems. Starting to become a bit survival of the fittest out there. Here's your top 10. It's Kyle Busch, Bobby Allison, Joe Logano, Bill Elliott, David Pearson, Kevin Harvick, Bobby Labonte with a great run, as well as Michael Waltrip, Jeff Burton, and Davey Allison. That's your top 10. Not a very common top 10 to hear in this series, so always a welcome surprise, and we love having the road courses on the schedule for that reason. We'll have quite a few ovals coming up on the schedule. Next up being the Charlotte Oval here. From that, we do have the 4-hour endurance race at Le Mans, but then a 5-race stretch of ovals. And Sebring and 2 more. After Le Mans, we hit Talladega, Martinsville, Dover, Richmond, and Atlanta. Nice variety of the left hand specialty. Let's get back going. Green flag racing. Kyle Busch will lead him to the flag. Bobby Allison is sure to put a lot of pressure on the 18. He was doing that lap after lap, it seemed. Before we got that caution, I was certain we were going to see Kyle Busch at least on pit lane. If not, you know, the rest of these guys, nobody pit. Except maybe the back half of the field, and it could work out to their advantage. We got just over 35 to go at the line. I mean, that could put some guys in the vicinity of one more stop. So, see how it plays out. Pace car, lights out. Ken Earnhardt got the wave around back on the lead lap after his issues. These restarts have been wreaking havoc so far. Just not able to navigate that chicane. See if the leaders can make it through. Watch high above in the blimp. Pace car's off. Kyle Busch accelerates. There we go. Front two make it through okay. Looks like Ernie Irvin's off track with Greg Biffle. A few other cars at the back. Most everybody makes it through. Ernie Irvin, Greg Biffle, and Harry Gant having trouble, but Bobby Allison is around for the lead. Want to make sure to clear any penalties if there are any. He did get caught for passing before the leader got there, so hopefully we got that wave for Bobby Allison. Kyle Busch running second. Bobby Allison's going to set sail. Make sure he doesn't stop, because we have cleared penalties in the past and the cars do still make their way down pit road. He's making his way down. Not sure if it's a penalty pit stop or if he's getting tires and fuel. Find out in a moment. Logano takes over the lead. Let's check back. And he is getting the... Oh, he's away. Got the penalty cleared. Fortunate for the 12. I wasn't sure it got cleared. He's out in front of Kyle Busch. Bill Elliott now second, 1.3 back of Logano. He's got a good gap on Pearson. Front of the field really spreading out. These guys definitely have to stop soon. Comes Joey. He's now gone 20 laps on this tank. Busch and Bobby Allison continue to fight it out here at the back. Earnhardt Sr. pit on lap 54. You could just 18 laps. That would get it to the end. I think Earnhardt is actually in the best position right now. It's pretty remarkable. Here comes Logano onto the oval again. Got 2.3-second gap over Bill Elliott. Then he's got 1 second over David Pearson. That's your top three. Quite a ways back to Bobby Labonte in fourth. Michael Waltrip rounds out your top five, and here's Joey Logano on pit lane. See how it blends out. Bobby Allison and Kyle Busch just out closing up all that traffic. Got Kevin Harvick behind them. Logano's on the exit. He's out ahead. Just barely up Neil Bonnet. So goes to the high side. But Logano's going to be out in front of both Bobby Allison and Kyle Busch. Big moment in the race right there for Logano. Let's get back to the front. Here's Bill Elliott and David Pearson. Pearson to pit lane. Michael Waltrip's leading Davey Allison. Davey Allison's coming down. Brian Truex Jr., he's in a pretty good spot. So is Richard Petty. Okay. So we got a few cars here that can really work through the mileage. And might be able to make it on one more stop. Truex riding behind Kyle Petty here in fifth. Right at the 2/3 point of this race. Hour 30. Should have another 45 minutes left. Truex didn't get the best exit there. Denny Hamlin really all over the rear bumper of his teammate. Richard Petty looking for a position on the 11. FedEx can't make it work. Just gets Denny out of shape. And they lose a ton of ground now to the 19. It's almost like you can't even afford to try to make a pass at some points. Got Logano. Got out, and now Pearson even gets out ahead of Bobby Allison and Kyle Busch. Oh, wow. Huge stop for Pearson. On board with Bobby Allison now. We need to close back up to Logano. He's up about 2 seconds ahead. I see Bill Elliott this time. He is on pit lane. There comes Michael Waltrip. He's going to make the move. Everybody except these 4, of which only, let's say, Kyle Petty and Truex certainly need to stop. Hamlin, he might be able to make it. We're in a very interesting spot here. Trying to save fuel, but keep a good pace at the same time. 26 cars here on the lead lap at the moment. This is for the lead. Kyle Petty getting laps under his belt out of Charlotte Motor Speedway on the road course. Truex looking to the high side. Can't set it up, but gets back in line. Denny Hamlin, he's got a win on the season. Looking for his second. Has had 3 straight DNFs for this 11 team. A win here would be massive to get their fortunes turned back around. All the way out of the top 10 to 15th in points. He's passing on the inside there through turn 1 on Bubba Wallace and is now going to close on this corner. Kyle Petty really off pace now. Might have the whole field pacing behind him here in a moment. Doesn't have to stop for any time either. He's good to go to, I think, at least lap 67. But Truex gonna try to do it the hard way. Gets through the chicane. He's along his side, closer, and he's gonna clear him. And Truex is clear. He's in to the lead. And we got Richard Petty on the apron. That was interesting. Carl Edwards going to look to the inside, maybe. Nope. Thinks better of it. New leader, lap 64 is Truex. Denny Hamlin to the inside of Kyle Petty. See if he can make it stick. He does. He's going to fight Richard there. Oh, Kyle gets on the wall. Carl on the inside almost made it wide through there. Both had to back out. Kyle's going to hold on to third. A lot of shuffling of positions there in the top 10 as Kyle Petty's tires really starting to show their age. Teammates here, 3rd and 4th, Kyle and Richard Petty. Great run here for RPM, maybe their best on the season. Battles all the way through the field right now. You got Logano passing by. There's Bobby Allison. Kyle Busch. Bobby Allison's able to get by Pearson. That's huge. Let's check that for a moment. Sideways there, getting by. Getting through the bus stop after getting by David Pearson. A lap or two ago, he's able to get that done because as you see up the track, he's Joe Logano. He's Ken Schrader looking for a way around Matt Kenseth. to second, so you got Gibbs first and second. RPM third and fourth. Busch sixth. Teammates 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th, and 6th. We have 25 to go this time by. Really getting close to that final pit stop window. There's Richard Petty alongside. He's going to get by. Kyle lets him have it. Nicely done to keep Carl Edwards behind, too. Carl Edwards gets a good run out of the bus stop, but not close enough. Richard up to third, can now focus on the top two. The gap up front's closing. 3/10 quicker for Hamlin. He's 1 second back as we speak. He could be probably half a second by the time we finish this lap. I think he's really getting a lot of time in the bus stop under braking, especially when Truex starts taking a bit more of a defensive line. There's a good shot of the top three. See their gap down the backstretch. Just like that. Denny, he's got it down to 0.5. It's all in that braking zone. Truex is desperate for a good run. Not just a win, but just a good run. He's had some bad luck lately as well. Even when he's had to finish the 4 of the last 5 have been pretty dreadful. You can say 5 out of the last 6 looking at this list. So Truex going to keep this momentum going here for the last 25 laps. Now 24. Meanwhile, Richard Petty has caught these guys. Until the speed just is not there for Truex. But there's just nowhere to pass. So, in the meantime, they'll ride behind. But Hamlin might be able to get by here. He's got a huge run down this back straightaway. He's going to look. Not quite alongside, but I wouldn't put it past Hamlin to make a move on his teammate, knowing that Richard Petty is right there. He's coming quick. Big gap now back to Kyle Petty. Carl just has not been able to get by. And it's backed everybody up behind. And there's 4th on back. Bit sideways for Hamlin, allows Richard Petty to get right to the rear. Petty has the freshest tires of the 3. At this point in the run, it's not too important though. Everyone's pretty much towards the end. Although Richard could benefit a bit at this point. Close enough to make a pass here. See Truex really wide on exit. Sliding out of the corner. Yeah, looks like maybe side by side back here. Now Petty holds on to Carl Edwards. Meanwhile, Hamlin's going for the move on. Truex can't make it work. Oh, inside into turn 1. Here goes Hamlin. Doesn't get there, but hauls off Richard Petty. Just as important. Keeps the ground on Truex too. He is right there. That uphill right-hander. Onto the oval. Big gap, but we got debris in the infield. We're going to bring out another caution here. Truex, fortunate to see this one. And now this could probably get everybody to the finish. Here on lap 69, the yellow is out. How many cars need a full tank? Can you short fuel and get some positions that way? And I've been thinking all day when we've had these scenarios arise that these guys are going to pit, but it hasn't worked out that way every time. Being that we are within the pit window now, though, I do anticipate everyone to come down. Is that what will happen? We'll have to see. And I don't think we're going to go through the field. I don't believe anybody can make it the rest of the way. Kyle Petty pit on lap 69. Kyle Petty and Ernie Irvan are going to be at the front of this field. I think they can make it the rest of the way. So they got to pit road. They must have seen the debris, called it in, and came to pit road knowing the caution would come out. It's right here in the bus stop, leading on to the oval. $20 to go this time by. Pit window is 18 to 20 laps. I think the 18 is only if you need tires. I think the fuel window is 20, not 21. So what do we see here among the top of the leaderboard? A lot of cars calling for pit lane. Not everybody's going to go, though. Wow, none of the top 10. Cale Yarborough's the first car. I don't know what they're all thinking out there on track. Bobby Allison stays out. Logano's there. Pearson, he's in his box. I think he's going to have a good stop. He's back at the front. Cale Yarborough came in leading this field. Mark Martin's going to get out first. See Keselowski. Looks like Cale might have damage. Pearson's out. Cale Yarborough goes. exiting pit lane. Take a look through the field once we get everyone stacked back up in order. At the front, it's Martin Truex Jr., Denny Hamlin, Richard Petty, Carl Edwards. And I think, like we mentioned, the whole top 10 is going to have to come to pit lane. Tony Stewart's getting the lead. He'll be back on the lead lap. Did Bubba Wallace pit already also? Bubba Wallace definitely has to pit again. So it's Kyle Petty, Ernie Rubin. "13th on back." This is where the race could be won. You know, Pearson and Harvick are quicker. Mark Martin's down one lap, so Pearson has a really good shot. Harvick obviously has speed. Bobby Labonte's seemingly got an issue coming down pit lane. Car's about to get the one to go. And we'll get back to racing with 18 laps remaining. And then see, can everybody make it to the end? I mean, I think so, especially with these caution laps. Maybe these crew chiefs or these guys up front just didn't think it was possible. Truex will lead the field back to green flag racing. He's 24th in points, the 19. Say he needs this. I don't think it would be an overstatement. He is desperate. Desperate enough to even throw it all the way on this bad pit call. If he would have pit, he could have been out there one row behind Petty and Irvin, who I really do think can make it the rest of the way. Left to be decided here. Short amount of time to do it. Probably a good 20 minutes left in this event. And you got some guys that were dominant early on that really just don't have much of a chance anymore, but I think this restart is crucial. We've seen how bad these restarts can be. Do it again from the blimp. It seems to be our best shot of this chicane. Pace car pulling in, hands are Or field is now in the hands of Martin Truex. He pulls away. Let's see what the cars do in this tight quarters. Leaders make it through. Terry Labonte's stuck out. Harvick he's losing a few spots. Looks like Terry's the only real one that loses out, though. Too bad for the 5 car. Back up front, Denny Hamlin gets the lead. Fuel flying down through. Harvick trying to get some spots back after he lost them on that start. Pearson had a great run. We'll see where Kyle Petty and Ernie Irvan are in a moment. Irvan got a really good jump. Kyle Petty's lost some spots. Back up to the old. Got Richard now closing on Truex as Hamlin pulls away in the lead. Can Petty do anything with Truex? Oh, Truex is so loose off of that corner. Oh, and there goes the leaders, Petty and Truex down pit. All right, no, sorry, Hamlin and Truex down pit. So you gotta just think about that call on pit lane to bring them in. Now Richard's really putting some distance between himself and second, which is now Carl Edwards. Carl's no slouch, but just hasn't had the pace this season overall. Got Earnhardt breathing down his neck. Looking for any way he can to get by. Richard Petty in the lead. Potentially looking at a pit stop here. Close contact with Earnhardt and Kurt Busch. Round 3 and 4. Keeping the car on track, closing in on Ricky Rudd though. There's Edwards and Earnhardt to pit lane. Let's see if we can find. Yep, there is Ernie Irvan leading that strategy. Pit on lap 69. David Pearson's 2 spots back. Kyle Busch on that strategy as well with Kevin Harvick there. They have Bubba Wallace right now impeding their progress. Track down Ernie Irvan. It's almost fresher tires by about 15 laps. Every little moment like this is crucial for the end of the race, and Pearson could potentially be saving some gas. You know, if you're worried about running out, you're saving gas. But Irvan now ahead by about 2 seconds. What does Richard Petty do? He's now on the rear bumper of Ricky Rudd in 35th, many laps down here. Has not been the Tide Ride's day. I think you gotta pit here, but he's staying out. So does Bobby Allison, Chase Elliott. There's Bill Elliott. He's got the freshest tires at the front of the field. And then here's Ernie Irvan tracking them all down. I don't think I anticipated saying those words before today's race. Ernie Irvan tracking them all down. Here we are. Oh, Pearson got the wall. He got the wall there on exit. $15 laps remain. And it's the witching hour here at Charlotte. Crunch time in the Stock Car Championship Series. Ernie Irvan sitting in the catbird seat. It's going to take a valiant effort for someone to get by Bubba Wallace and then track Irvan back down and make the pass in that little amount of time. That is, again, all provided Irvan doesn't have to stop. There's still the off chance he has to. Bubba Wallace, he's coming in. Got a few cars hitting pit lane. Chase is down. Richards in. Go back to Ernie Irvan. Pearson's going to have a clean shot at him. Busch, he's going to be working his lines, trying to get by because he knows he could probably track down or even make the pass on his own. Pearson can get there, but can he make the pass? Just about noon here in Charlotte Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch looking to get around David Pearson for third. Trying to track down the lead here late in the going. Much better line through their straighter shot. Ooh, car's going too wide back there. And Michael Waltrip up into the wall for a moment. Bill Elliott, he hits pit lane. And now the gap closing a little on Ernie Irvan. Let's see what these lap times are. 123.1, 123.6. So it's closing. Can they make the pass though? It's a whole different story here. 2 lap pressure tires for these 3 cars on the leader. Kyle Petty also 2 laps short of he's on the same strategy as Ernie Irvan. So these 3 cars in the top 5 really seem to have the best advantage. David Pearson looking for his first win on the year. Kyle Busch is your current points leader. Kevin Harvick also looking for his first win. Pearson has had a, you can say, very difficult year. 17th in points. Kevin Harvick 19th in points after this terrible luck he had at the start of the season. But they have got to the rear bumper of Ernie Irvan in less than about a lap here. They'll be there for the last 10 laps of this race. And we'll see if all these guys can make it to the finish on fuel. Is Ernie Irvan saving too? Pearson's all over Irvan here. Midsection of the road course through the infield. Just got to make sure if you're Pearson, do not open the door for Kyle Busch. Really expose yourself to a pass and forget about using your rear view mirror. Under braking, I think this is going to be the spot where the pass happens. This or into turn 1. Look at that run off the corner by Pearson. He's going to get to the outside in 3 and 4. And Kyle Busch is going to follow. Oh, there's contact between Irvan and Pearson. 11 laps remain. Pearson does not make it. Irvin shut the door. Top 5 now, all nose to tail. 6th place, still 7 seconds back with Alan Jeff Burton and Alan Kowicki. I think this is going to be our top 5 to the end. Just who's going to make the move? Ernie Irvin, David Pearson, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, and Kyle Petty at the Charlotte Road Course here, the Stock Car Championship Series. All within a second of each other. Hard on the brakes, Pearson's gonna send it in on the outside. Goes on the inside of the next corner. So he can get the acceleration like he did last time by. It's a long side. Pearson just made the move for the win of this race. He's still there. Irvin's struggling on the inside. See him really just moving those hands. Pearson's there. Kyle Busch follow. Nope. Or does he? He's there on the outside. I think Kyle Busch knows if he wants to try to win, he's got to keep pace with Pearson. He can't do it. In fact, it looks like Harvick might get sent out wide, but he's going to hold the spot. So Kyle Busch knows he's got to make this pass this lap and get back to David Pearson. It's already 1.6 seconds out in the front. Exit of the infield road course should be there by the time they get to the bus stop chicane here on the back straightaway. Can he outbrake him? No. Ernie, good job there. Here comes that 18 car. Lots of horsepower. And alongside, he's going to get there easy. Around Ernie Irvin, 2 seconds back now of the lead. Can Kyle Busch get back to Pearson? Got 9 laps to do it. Harvick's going to look for 3rd. Check in with that if we see any developments, but Harvick should be able to get it done. Between Pearson, Kyle Busch, and potentially Kevin Harvick. Back onto the oval. So he gained a lot of time as you can get a good exit there and under braking here into the chicane. Seems like Pearson has got his car hooked up at the moment. Harvick can't get there on Irvin, but maybe he can get there on exit, just like Kyle Busch did. Harvick's out there, but not going to be able to make a move. 2 seconds the gap. Only 1/10 of a second different on lap time, so Kyle's got some work to do and 8 laps to do it. So I mentioned David Pearson looking for his first win of the year. 17th in points. Needs this to get back in the conversation of a championship. .9 the gap. maintaining a pretty good distance. Looks like Harvick might be able to get Ernie on this one. Pull alongside. Nope, can't quite get there. Kowicki closing up on these three. Trying to gain some more spots before the end of this race. Kyle Busch maybe 2/10 on this lap. He's making a little bit of ground. 122.3, 121.9. You can see it with your own eyes. A little bit of contact with the wall. Might catch up to Ricky Rudd, who's going to be a bit off pace in 35th. He's 10 seconds up ahead, but being a speed difference, I think they might get it. Oh, Pearson did not have a good time through that part of the track. 1.2 now the gap. It's coming down. Kyle just reeling him in like a trout in the river. A marlin at sea. Six to go. Check the lap times. 121.7 for Kyle, 122.5 for Pearson. The lead will be non-existent in one lap. Then it's just, can Kyle get it done in the last 5? He is the points leader for a reason. He's going for it. Jimmie Johnson and Kyle Larson both with terrible days. Gordon a lap down. Tony Stewart had his problems the whole top 5. Except for Kyle Busch having problems. And he's looking to win. Could be a very important mark of the season here in this race. He is there, on the rear bumper, under braking now. These 5 laps are going to be the toughest 5 laps of David Pearson's career. I can guarantee I'm looking for his first win in the Stock Car Championship Series. Trying to hold off the current points leader. Second isn't bad. No, it's not that bad for Pearson. Oh, Harvick gets around for 3rd. It's a big move. And Kyle is all over David Pearson through this infield part of the track. Still got a pretty decent gap to Ricky Rudd, 7.5 up ahead. They may or may not get in by the end of this race. But Kyle is looking at this part of the track. Getting the exit and down this straightaway. Trying to outbrake the 17 of David Pearson. Going to that high line. He's there. He's alongside. Through the chicane, the bus stop. He's not going to get enough. It's a good run off the corner, though. Keeps even through 3. Looks like he got a better exit than Pearson, who's spinning his tires, and Kyle Busch, he's going to stay alongside through the final corner here and make this pass. Or is he? Off the corner, across the line, he's in the lead. Lap 87, another late race pass here in the Stock Car Championship Series. Week after week, you see it happen. Incredible. And what a job by Kyle Busch to track down the leader and make the pass. And relatively easy too. Harvick up to third, Kwiatkowski in fourth. So Ernie Irvin's falling back to fifth and Petty sixth. They've got Tony Stewart now up into seventh. So Stewart talking about how he's having a bad day, seeming like he's able to save a bad day. Richard Petty should be able to jump up massively in the point standings, considering how much bad luck occurred for much of the top five. But look at that. Kyle Busch pulling away. Last lap was a difference of 6/10. Oh, good exit for Pearson. He's going to push Kyle Busch into the final corner here. And you got to still worry about fuel. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. We think everyone's good. But 3 laps to go. These guys pit on lap 71. I should give them 19, 18 laps. Pearson's still looking for a way by. He's not giving up yet. Give it everything he has here until the final corner. You know how bad he wants that win. Just don't do anything too excessive, like going offline, collecting one of these walls, or go off in the grass. Huge battle for about 11th through 20th right now. It's going 3 wide through the first part of that infield course. Falling off a bit. Not as close as he was the last time by. Pearson, though, still filling up the rear view mirror of the M&M's machine. Harvick now trying to hold off Kwiatkowski for the podium spot. And we're getting 2 laps to go at the line. Pearson's got the gap at 2/10. Kyle continues to take a defensive line that I really just don't think he needs to be doing. It's actually hampering his speed incredibly. So Pearson stays within reaching distance of the 18. Nose to tail up the hill. Just not close enough on exit back onto the oval to make it, you know, a braking duel here into this bus stop. And now Kyle not even taking the defensive line, probably going to stretch this out on exit. He's laying down the rubber even. On to turn 3 oval. It's Kyle Busch going to get the white flag this time by 1/2 tenth up on David Pearson, and no lap traffic in sight. Ricky Rudd more than 5 seconds up the way. There you are, lap 90 underway. 200 miles here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. It's been incredible here. I think we had a pit stop for one of the leaders. Who was that was running with Harvick? Kwiatkowski. Kwiatkowski had to stop. Oh my. I see someone else there. Can these guys make it to the end? Kyle Busch back on the oval. Pearson about a second back. Clear in third. Over the turtles one more time. Accelerate onto the oval. through turn 3 and 4. Over 1 second the gap from first to second. Kyle Busch is going to do it here at Charlotte. What an impressive run. Quick car all day. 18 crossing the line. Checker flag in the air. Second win on the season for your points leader, Kyle Busch. What a day. Definitely getting some bonus points for laps led. Towards the top of that list. Top 10 crossing the line. We'll get a look at the results in a moment. What a job, though, for the 18 Toyota Camry. A 32-point lead coming into today. And we got one more race before our next double points event. To mention at Le Mans. That's going to be huge. And Kyle Busch can score big there. The rest of this field is in trouble. He's starting to put some distance between himself and everyone else. But what a race. Thank you everyone for tuning in. In a moment we will go back and look over any incidents we had throughout the race. And review the standings here. Let's take a look. 2 hours 17 minutes the total race time. Pearson up from 21st to 2nd. That's 19 spots. Ernie Irvin 40th to 5th. You can't beat that. 35. He is your hard charger of the day. Let's see Kyle Petty wound up back in 10th. Still pretty good, all things considered. Kowicki had a pit and finished 12th. 21 cars on the lead lap when it was all said and done. Denny Hamlin, the last car on the lead lap in 21st. Great runs, though, at the front. We didn't mention, like, Ernie Irvin, Jeff Burton, Davey Allison, Kyle Petty, Michael Waltrip. It's insane that he finished that high up. That's very unlike him. So cars that maybe had bad days, though. Cale Yarbrough started 8th, back in 23rd. Gordon 10th to 24th. Mark Martin 13th to 25th. So Yarbrough lost 15. Rusty lost 20. 29 spots for Jimmie Johnson. He started in 7th. 29 also for Kyle Larson. Rough day. Tony Stewart should be 2nd in points. And I believe Richard Petty could potentially be up in the top 3. So we'll see how that all trickles out or settles once we get everything scored. We'll have that for you at our next race. Again, on Friday here at Charlotte, but on the oval. So definitely be sure to tune in for that one. It's going to be mayhem. Go through the incidents real quick. Here's the first one, right at the beginning. Tony Stewart missing the start of the race. He piled into, actually had to take a tow for this. Came back and somehow had a good finish. Here he gets up in the wall. Bubba Wallace spinning on lap 1. Jeff Burton. Contact with Michael Waltrip. Bobby Allison. There. Here's Petty on board. Very lightly. This will be Gordon's turn. Here's Rusty early on. Too bad for him, and just parked right in the middle of the track. Ken Schrader, same thing, same lap. Oh, he got collected by Ricky Rudd. That's what caused that damage. Who was a better view of that course? Let's see if I can find it. against the wall. Bonnet got it real good. That was when he back around the pit lane. Just unfortunately couldn't get a good shot there, I don't think. Oh, Dale Jarrett gets the chrome horn from Kurt Busch. Earnhardt then gets the wall. Ooh, Jeff Burton sent it in on Davey Allison pretty good. Hard hit for Kawicki. Oh, we saw that a bit in the practice race. Not much during the race, though. Darrell Waltrip goes around. Oh, Schrader again, same spot. Lap 18 now. Back in this time. Lap 19. Oh, they did it again. Lap 23 for Kenseth. He's coming around. Oh, that was a heavy hit. Trying to get by Schrader. I'm going to put him behind the wall. Al Petty, same thing. Just such an awkward place to try to pass, and just darts you right into that wall. You're on lap 38, almost halfway through the race. Kyle Busch gets a little tap. Gordon, yeah, damage there. Head on into the wall. Just a traffic jam behind Jimmie Johnson. He's gonna get the wall. Oh, good spy. There's Gant and Kenseth. Ooh, Gant gets pretty good. Contact with Bobby. The body sends Michael out into the wall, but saves it. Nice job. It's like Dale Earnhardt getting by Jimmie Johnson. Gets a little contact there. Straightens the car back out. Makes the pass. Lap 65. Overshoots it entirely. Somehow saves it. What a move by Ernie Irvin. Oh. A contact on pit road there. Junior gets the wall pretty stout. Race with Jimmie Johnson back here. Look at this, off pit lane. Oh, sends Bobby Allison a bit. Keeps control, gets hit again. I'm thinking, you guys are so far in the running order. Again, cooks it. Saves it. What a job. That is one hell of a way to get through turn one. It's Keselowski and Martin. Side by side. Either give it an inch. Keep it going. Ooh. Jared didn't even turn for that one. And that's it for the race as far as incidents. But again, your winner today, Kyle Busch, your points leader, going to increase his points lead significantly with the issues many of our other championship contenders had. So we will see probably a far different point standings than what you see in our info on the page here. If you just look at the info, you can see the current top 5 in point standings. It'll look much different going into Friday's race. Be sure to tune in for that again right here from Charlotte on the Oval. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in, and I hope you all have a great rest of your evening.